Hey, if you're currently watching this on the time of November 20th, 2023, when this video comes out, there's currently a big sale going on both Drop and gloriousgaming.com. Black Friday sale, so if you're looking to pick up some keycaps, switches, or the keyboard, go check that out. This is not sponsored, by the way, just a heads up. Yo. Different angle, don't get jump scared. For a special occasion, as you can see in the title, I am going to be building a keyboard. Well, building. I don't want any enthusiasts to be upset. You know, this is GMMK 2 Barebones build, which means all I'm gonna do is put in the switches and put on the keycaps. So no soldering. I'm not even assembling like the case or putting in a plate or everything. That's like the most convenient part about this build, really, is that I don't have to do a whole lot. It's easy and it's pretty cost effective. It's just like the big reason. I'll walk you through the entire thought process and everything of why I decided on, you know, that board and everything. This is the packaging. Sit down. Yeah, I'm just gonna open up real quick, show you what's inside. I have a knife for this purpose. I'm gonna change my camera angle when I'm building it, don't worry about it. Right now you can't really see anything. Well, I extended the knife out further than I wanted to. Yeah. Gotta get that open. Ooh, okay, wait, let me actually... You know what? I'm changing the camera angle now so you can actually get some better unboxing experience. How's that? That looked good? Okay. So I'm kind of opening it backwards. Everything has like the Ascent tag, also like the keycaps I got. They're also from Glorious PC Gaming Race. But probably, yeah, that's a quick start guide. Need that. This is a sticker. I think it's a sticker. People who are into that. Silica gel. You know, the stuff you're not supposed to eat. I don't know what that is. Hello. Oh, that looks quite good. Okay, but in the back here, we have the cable in this little compartment. But here, the main event, ooh, also with some nice protective plastic. I think you could just put this on the keyboard if you're not using it, if you want to avoid getting dust on it. Nice. But here in some, I don't know what I should call that, foam, is the Barebones keyboard. Okay. So this is a ISO layout keyboard, which means it has the big enter button. That's different from the US standard layout. This is usually what most European keyboard layouts have. It's what I prefer. It's also what I have on my other keyboard. So yeah, just the big enter key and, you know, the backspace and all that stuff are a little different. The big differences to the GMMK 1 on this one is this uses a USB-C port, which you can see. It's also centered. The other one is not centered. It's on the top left, as I've shown you. This is white also, as opposed to black. And I think another big difference is it's 5-pin, which is like the pins that your switches use when you plug them in, which is also why this could take longer. This is something I struggled with when I assembled the first keyboard. But yeah, anyway, Barebones, right? What does that mean? First of all, it's cheaper. This is the 65% version. That means like how much of the full keyboard is there? There is buttons missing. There is no function key row. There are no like print buttons or whatever. But this is a little bit bigger than the other one because it's 65, not 60%, which means over there, where my finger is, we got some arrow keys, which is something I definitely missed on a 60% keyboard layout. So that's one of the other reasons I decided to buy another keyboard. And yeah, again, Barebones, right? What does it mean? You have a case, as you can see. This is, it has rubber feet, it has a port and everything, or a hole, because the USB-C port technically belongs to the PCB, which is, you know, the electronic plate that actually, you know, where all the software runs on and which actually registers your inputs and everything. That PCB is RGB hot swap. What does that mean? RGB means it has lighting. Hot swap means you can just plug in switches and plug them out, no problem. Keyboards that aren't hot swap require you to solder and to desolder the switches. Another big reason why I bought this, I don't want to do that. I don't even have something to solder with. So I would rather just plug them in, don't worry about it. Another thing is the plate. The plate is this metal bit here, which goes on top of the case. And this is what, you know, the switches kind of gets slotted into. It's like a grid, right? You can see that. And then finally, the last part of this are these stabilizers. These are like, you can see they're like tiny switches, tiny translucent switches. You have them here at the spacebar. Basically, all the keys that are bigger than a regular key will have them, right? You have them for your backspace, for your spacebar, and in this case, for the bigger enter bar. Alright, moving on. I guess I'm going, like, in order of how we're gonna assemble it. This is not the nicest packaging. I'm sure there will be something else inside. This is just the package it came in today, which is why I streamed today. This is from Drop. All the way from the US, so it took a while. Okay, there we go. We got some nicer packaging. This is the actual package the switches come in. These are 35 pieces of the Drop X Holy Panda switches. And yeah, I bought 2 of them because there are 35 pieces each, and you need about 70 switches for a 65% keyboard. Another reason why I didn't go for the GMMK Pro, which has a 75% layout, is that I'd have to buy like 3 of these, which would leave me with a bunch of leftover switches, and it would obviously cost more money. I think these cost me like 19 bucks each or something, maybe even less. They were on sale. Of course, I had to pay for shipping and also pay tax on them because they come from the US. Oh, okay, this is actually packaged very nicely. Oh, I just knocked something over. Not important, don't worry about it. Look at this. Look at this. It's like how you would get some chocolates. So what'll be up next are our keycaps. Also, from Glorious PC Gaming Race, DPBT, not the best name, I suppose. Rainforest keycaps, German layout. Just got to get it open somehow. I really don't want to rip anything. It's definitely a peeve of mine when I'm opening stuff. I don't want the paper to rip. The packaging needs to be intact, but this is giving me quite some trouble. There we go. Do I just lift this out? Okay, this has like a nice little thing, I guess, to put it on store shelves. Okay. Oh, there's another keycap puller included with it. Also go now. Ooh, and another sticker. Cool sticker. Ascend. That appears to be the tagline. And another one of these things that kind of look like, you know, name tags or have on your desk. Okay, look, all the switches. This is, of course, we're not gonna be needing all of them because this is for a full keyboard layout, so 100% keyboard. And like I said, this is just a 65% keyboard, so we're not gonna be needing like the print keys and everything. Okay, enter key actually says ascend. I don't know if I like that or not, but I'll have to deal with it. These are not shine through, unlike the pudding keycaps, which I have on the GMMK1. These don't really let through any light. I don't really need it. the lighting or whatever. I just really love this, like the green, the jade, the, you know, mint color scheme. Everything between blue and green I just absolutely love. So I decided to go for these keys. Alright, this is it. Very nice, you know, color. The camera doesn't do it justice. You can just look up the keycaps online. My saturation on this camera isn't that good, but we're starting with the dark green and we kind of get increasingly brighter. And you'll notice the switches, which have stabilizers, sound differently, because the stabilizers make a different sound, right? Ideally, you'd have it as close to a normal switch as possible, but yeah. So I'm just messing with keys. Okay. This is what it sounds like. If you want to build a keyboard, this is kind of like the best bang for your buck option while you're still actually building something, because usually ISO keyboard layout cases and plates and PCBs, I think PCBs work either way, but cases in particular are hard to find. Like Rob has a few good alternatives to the GMMK series, I'd say, but they're all ANSI. So if you want an American layout or a global layout, whatever you want to call it, there's a lot of options, but I feel like for the ISO layout, you're not gonna get something of that quality any cheaper. And again, you don't have to do any soldering, everything's compatible, and it's just really easy to do. So this isn't really as much building a keyboard as just putting in some switches and some keycaps. But, you know, I still enjoy the process. It still gives you a lot of customizability, you know. I didn't even do any research into the switches, because I'm like, I can just put in different switches, right? If I don't like them, I'll go with something else. Maybe I get some green switches or whatever, right? And same thing for the keycaps, you know. These keycaps, they're really nice. Again, not shine through. Cost like 50 bucks, which is kind of expensive. I think like the pudding keycaps I got for like 20 or whatever that I had on my GMMK 1. But at the same time, like keycaps can get crazy expensive. So this is definitely not on the high end side of things. Price. So yeah, if you're looking to build a keyboard, like maybe like your first keyboard or whatever, and you want to have an ISO layout, I do strongly recommend the GMMK series. Maybe you want a Pro, you get a little knob, it's pretty cool. Maybe you want like a full keyboard layout where you get all the keys, you get a numpad and everything. Or maybe you just want a compact one, you can get a 60% or a 65% one, depending on which model. So yeah, those are my thoughts.